Tell Me About It is brought to you by Extreme Health Club.
Trevent Hayes, KY Sports TV, here with James Brown, 104 The Score. We are on Glasgow Electric Plant Board Channel 6, the local channel. Tell me about it. That's the name of the show. Happy New Year, James.
Yeah, how's 2024?
You didn't. First of all, you didn't call me or message me and tell me Happy New Year. That's.
You know what?
What?
I'm real bad about that kind of stuff.
Well, I see.
Yeah, it's nothing personal.
I took it personal.
Well, that's on you. Everybody else out there, they're probably saying the same thing. James Brown never messages me, never calls me, never talks to me. I'm just a person, man. I just hang out in my own
excuses.
Zone. I mean, it's a personality flaw. I should be better.
You have a personality?
I got a lot of them. I just don't highlight them. I try not to highlight them. That's what I do. You want to talk about some basketball?
No, I want to talk about football first.
All right, that's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah, is it still football season? I thought that was over with.
No, football season's usually not over till February.
Yeah. I mean, we still got 2 whole months of football.
Right. The college playoffs.
Uh-huh.
After watching the 4 playoff games.
Yep.
I feel like the 4 teams that should have been in it were in it.
Those were 4 good games. Well, there was 2 good games.
Right.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I agree with the people who said that the committee set a bad precedent by not having Florida State in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. An undefeated Power 5 team doesn't make the cut, but they were not one of the 4 best teams in the country.
I don't think they were either.
And look, you can look at that 63-3 loss to Georgia and say, well, that proves everything.
Well, they had 28 players that didn't play.
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, basically, their JV squad showed up and played in that game, and Georgia was mad.
They were.
And so, you know, that doesn't tell you anything about Florida State necessarily. It probably tells you more about Georgia and just how many players Georgia actually has. But, yeah, I mean, the 2 best games were going to be the 2 best games that were played.
Right.
In those semifinals.
Who do you like in the championship game?
Michael Penix. Why you roll your eyes? I mean, that's the who I like.
Well, I mean, you're entitled to.
He's going to be the best player out there.
No way.
Who's going to be better?
Blake Corum.
Who?
Blake Corum.
Okay, fine.
The running back for Michigan.
Yeah, but I don't think. Here's what I did glean from that Michigan-Alabama game. Michigan's special teams are atrocious.
Terrible.
And they really should not have won that game. It's just that Alabama center was worse than their special team.
Well, you know, I said before the game, it's destiny for Michigan to win.
Based on what?
Because all the stuff that they went through all year.
They went through.
Yeah, the
they
team.
put themselves through?
They didn't put themselves through
They
it.
paid a dude to go film games and then use the company credit card to do it.
Do you think he's the only one that does?
No,
they're the only school that does it?
I think these things, to me, are intelligence tests.
And he was at the game. Did you see him at the game?
No.
The coach that got fired?
Here's why I say it's an intelligence test. Everybody has some hook and crook that they perform in, especially in these high-level situations like college football. But don't use the company phone, don't use the company credit card, don't bill your time to the company in order to pull it off. If you are asked, you know, who will rid me of this meddlesome priest, don't then say, well, I'll rid you, but you got to pay me, you know, with the company credit card. We got a billable hours over here.
Who's the best coach in college football?
That's a 2-phase kind of question, because some people might be the best recruiters, but I'm not sure they're the best game coaches. I feel like maybe Nick Saban falls under that category. I've questioned a lot.
He choked.
Well, you know, there's a lot that goes into it with the coordinators and all that, but there have been questionable play decisions in the past with Nick Saban in big games.
Kind of like Pete Carroll.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Pete Carroll probably had another national championship if Reggie Bush hadn't decided to pitch the ball backwards while running free down the field for no good reason whatsoever, and then let Texas wear him out after that. But I don't. But as far as like the best coach, I mean, it's kind of hard to figure out during the course of a game or watching teams play, because there are lots of things that may seem like a genius move because they worked.
I think the Nick Saban era is over.
I don't know.
It's over.
Why do you say that?
Well, with NIL deals, the transfer portals, I mean, it's going to come down to who's got – everybody's on his playing field now.
Well, I mean, obviously not. They have more five-star recruits than any other program. I mean, that's my point, is he's bringing in the best talent. Are they always –
But they're leaving.
Yeah, some of them.
They've had about 8 that's transferring out already.
Yeah, but they'll be replaced by 8 more. I mean, that's the point. It's a churn system now.
He's done. Alabama's done.
I doubt it.
Done.
I doubt it.
Stick a big fork in.
I'm not an Alabama fan, but I still doubt it.
I'm not either.
Michigan's done, though. This will be their last 2 rounds.
He's not leaving.
It doesn't matter whether he's leaving or not.
He's not leaving.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
He's going to be coaching the Chargers next year.
Maybe. With NFL.
Yeah.
Front runner for MVP.
Tyreek Hill.
You.
Oh, not Tyreek Hill?
Are you a Lamar hater too?
No, I love Lamar Jackson. I said this the other day to John Butler. I like watching Lamar Jackson like I loved watching Barry Sanders. There's the moment that in the game that you cannot miss. And usually it's nothing crazy. It's just, how did he get out of that situation? How does he see the field like that with the ball in his hand? How does he do these things? I mean, he's got guys dead about to knock his head off, and somehow he manages to duck. It's like he's got eyes in the back of his head.
He's not doing bad for a wide receiver.
No, he's pretty good for a wide receiver playing
Pretty
quarterback.
good wide receiver in the NFL. And I think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
If they keep playing like they are, they will. Now, I will say this. He's got to play like this in the playoffs, too. Which is where he hasn't exactly done that so far.
I really think he's focused this year. There's no distractions around him.
Well, here's the thing. He can throw a pass to somebody and know that they're going to catch it.
Right.
I mean, that has the biggest impact of all.
And
that helps your confidence.
People don't realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not had a good group of receivers since he's been in Baltimore.
You know who's feeling his pain right now? Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes, who everybody thinks is the best quarterback in the league, and he probably is still, has guys that he throws the ball to and it just bounces off their hands. And that's why we see that look, he's still good enough that they have the record they have.
But here's what gets me. When it was happening to Lamar, it was Lamar such a terrible quarterback. Yeah. But now that it's happening to Mahomes, well, he's got terrible receivers. It's the same situation.
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on who you listen to in terms of how they defined Lamar's circumstance. And a lot of people, when they were being honest, were like, well, he's throwing to people who don't catch the ball. He has 3 tight ends, Lamar, at that time, and those are the only people he can throw the ball to. Well, you can't stretch the field with 3 tight ends.
Right. And, he's got Zay Flowers.
He's having a great year.
Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
Odell Beckham's making some plays, maybe 1 or 2 plays a game.
Yeah.
Aguilar.
Likely the tight end.
Likely. And they're saying that Andrews could be back for the playoffs.
Yeah.
That could be real dangerous.
The biggest thing they've done is, 2 things. One is he has people he can get the ball to and then they can make plays, which he did not have prior to this season. And that trade for Roquan Smith last year has solidified defensively. Now, they did lose Marlon Humphreys in that game Sunday, so that'll be a big blow, depending on
how long
when
he's
he can
out.
Come out. Yeah, but the defense is great. It's like I said, I really enjoy watching Lamar Jackson play football. He's, as far as like watching somebody play, he's my favorite I've watched since Barry Sanders. Just because you cannot miss a down, you don't know what's going to happen.
I think our indicator lamp is not working today.
It's flickering, sort of like we are in the first of the new year. Huh?
First of the new year. We're going to take a quick break, and we come back, we'll discuss some local high school basketball.
Extreme Fitness has doubled in size, now with over 8,000 square feet of co-ed weights and an upgraded 90-degree saline therapy pool. The Extreme Fitness campus also holds the exclusive Extreme Fitness for Women complex and Extreme Blend smoothie bar. You have to experience the variety of classes to realize the impact they have on their clients. Personal training is with the best in the business and is available and tailored to fit individuals. So start your journey today at Extreme Fitness and Health Club.
We're back.
Tell me about it.
Is this a sports show or a comedy show?
Well, I mean, I think it's a little bit of each, isn't it?
Oh, well, I guess so. 'Cause we have a full-blown comedian now. One of your personalities. That's one of your many personalities.
I mean, you know, sometimes jokes just land and there they are. I mean, what are you going to do with them? Not pick them up? You're going to leave them there?
Sometimes.
Just die on the sidewalk?
Sometimes it's better to just leave things alone.
That's true.
But not in your case. You like every opportunity.
You just don't know how many things I don't actually say.
I can imagine.
Let's talk about some high school basketball.
Sure.
So, Verna went down and played in Scottsboro, Alabama the week after Christmas.
And played at South Warren the week before Christmas.
Yep. I think as long as they're not playing teams from Tennessee, they're doing all right.
They're doing good.
Because they lost to Red Bank out of Chattanooga, which won that South Warren tournament. Mm-hmm. And I think they lost 2 games down in Alabama, both on the Tennessee teams. Mm-hmm. So, but I didn't get any info out of the games down in Alabama. I texted and see if I could get some info, but I did not. So,
you didn't get a response?
No. They will be playing at John Hardin this Friday. I won't be able to make it to that game, but
what?
Well, we got 2 district games going on. Barron is playing over at Warren East, and Glasgow is playing at Allen County Scottsville. So I got to prioritize the district games.
How about I go and cover that game for you?
Yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you do that?
I'm going to.
Okay, awesome.
I'm going to.
Keep me updated.
Can I use the company credit card?
No, I don't use the company credit card. I have no idea what you're talking about. We ain't got one. So it's called James Brown's Pocket Change is what that's called. I can give you my pocket change.
Well, no, I'll cover this one.
Okay.
I'll cover this one. They play John Hardin Friday at John Hardin.
Yeah.
Then they come back Monday and play in the Class A at Bethlehem.
That's right. Now
let me guess there's 7 district games Monday, so you can't go to that one either.
There's no way I can make it to Bethlehem by the time I get done with my Monday show.
So you mean to go cover that one too?
I mean, yeah, if you're going to go.
No, I'll go cover it.
All right. Now, I don't know what my schedule is.
Do you think you can read my notes that I take?
Well, I hope you're going to text them to me.
Text them to you?
Yeah.
Wow. You sure know how to make a fella feel good.
I mean, you can take notes.
I'm not taking notes. I'll just text you update so you can put it where you want it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
I would like to go to Bethlehem for those games, but I get done with my show at 5. There's no way I can get to Bardstown for the game.
And I think there's only like 4 teams in the Class A now.
Probably.
I think it's Caverna, Bethlehem, Fort Knox.
Is Greene County still in it?
I don't know if Greene moved up to 2A with Washington County or not.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. These days, man, I look up. I look it up whenever I need to know.
They change so much. Yeah, they.
But meanwhile, the Barron County Trojans played over at Campbellsville during the Christmas break and went 2-1 over there. Lost to Bardstown 63-61. I did come to the conclusion that the boys' 5th region is deep because, I mean, Bardstown was the 10th ranked team coming into that tournament, and they were good. They had good players. Caverna's in the top 10. They have good players. I mean, you've got Elizabethtown, Washington County, Adair County, Taylor County, Greene County, I think, is pretty good too. There are a lot of good teams in the 5th region. So that's going to be an interesting. The 18th district that Caverna's in is going to be interesting. the way the 5th region plays out again this year, I think it's going to be pretty interesting on the boys' side.
I just looked it up. Campbellsville, I forgot about Campbellsville. Campbellsville and Greene County are in that Class A.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about Campbellsville.
And it's at Greene County, so it'll be hard to win. Greene County's a hard place to play.
Well, and Greene County's boys are, I think they're good.
They're good.
I think they're actually the best team in the 18th district from what I've seen. Because I think they have good shooters and they have a player that they can depend on. Now,
LaRue loses by 2 to Frederick Douglass.
Well, and they beat Taylor County, I think it was on Tuesday or Monday night, by 24. LaRue did, 74-50.
And then you lose to Hart and Caverna.
Yeah.
Which, those are both, I mean.
They were both good games.
And Caverna's not bad. I mean, they're just they're just young.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I think that 18th district and then by extension the 5th region is pretty interesting because you just got a bunch of different teams.
Styles of basketball.
Yeah, and a bunch of different. You got quality players all over the region and in that district. And I think, depending on, it could go any way on any night because Adair beat Elizabethtown by like 14 or something like that. Elizabethtown won it last year, probably a year ahead of schedule. They got a bunch of tough kids to play against, so that'll be interesting. Back to the Trojans, they have 3 losses, all 3 of them to 5th region teams. They lost to Elizabethtown, Caverna, and then to Bardstown. So undefeated against 4th region teams Tuesday night. I think they were down early against South Warren. They came back and won that one pretty handily. So they're playing pretty well on the boys' side. Glasgow had a big win against Adair County, the boys, prior to the Christmas break, and then came back Tuesday night and beat Hart County. In between,
that's Adair's only loss.
Yes.
And they're 11-1.
But in between, they lost some games I really thought they should have won. So they're a little hard to kind of figure out at the moment in terms of what you're going to see night in and night out from the Scotties. They've proven they can play with anybody and probably beat just about anybody. They just got to do it consistently. And then on the girls' side of things, the Trojanettes lost 3 games at the Queen of the Commonwealth, which I think it had 16 teams in it, and I think it featured 10 or 10, I think, that played in the state tournament last year. Maybe it's 8 that played in the state tournament last year. And then
who ended up winning? Did George Rogers Clark end up winning that?
I think so. I didn't really pay that close of attention to it. That was during a window of time when I was on the road. The Lady Scotties, they're kind of snake bit. They just can't quite win games right now. They had a good chance against Hart on Tuesday, but Dia Bradley proved to be too much in the 4th quarter, which I kind of figured would be the case.
And we need to try to get Dia on. She is the all-time leading scorer, boys and girls, at Hart County now. Mm-hmm. Which that's a big accomplishment. Tick Rogers held that for 31 years.
Yeah,
32 years, and she broke that record. She still got probably at least 12 to 15 games.
Yeah, so she's probably got somewhere between 200 and 240 points more to score.
Yeah.
Before the season's over with, at least.
Yeah, so that'll put her, I think it'll put her right around 3,300, I think, will be a good number that she'll reach.
Yeah.
And then Clark Rexroth broke the all-time assist record. That was also held by Tick.
Oh, okay.
So they're just up there breaking records.
Tick's going to have to come back and try to get a year of eligibility.
Yeah, I got to call Tick and tell him you need to come down and.
I know my whole of my college career and everything's over with, but I need to get these numbers back.
Got to get them back.
And what are some other things on the girls' side? Franklin Simpson still undefeated in the 4th region. Mm-hmm. Looking really good. The Bowling Green's playing pretty well. They went up there to the Queen of Commonwealth. I think they also went 1-3 in it as well. Won their opener against McCracken County, and then lost the others. But so this is this is the meat of the season we've just entered, because now we get to see probably within districts, within regions, teams playing each other more. Those tournaments are over with, and we'll get to see some more straight up matchups, get a better feel for who's good and who's not in the 4th and 5th region.
Right.
Anything stand out? What'd you get for Christmas, man?
My 2 front teeth.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, I've been missing them for a while. I think I got a hoodie.
Yeah.
And a really nice speaker.
A really nice
really nice.
Is this for the house or for the?
For everywhere, golf cart. House.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. One of those portable kind of things.
Yeah.
All right.
But like I said, I really don't. I don't get into receiving gifts. I'm more of a giver than.
Yeah.
I was healthy. Ate good.
Yeah. I was sick for Christmas, but other than that,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty down.
Down in the crooked letter?
Yeah, down on the cricket ladder. Christmas Eve, I just went to bed.
You didn't eat seafood?
I saw some food.
Oh, bless your heart.
No, we went. We actually went to this place that I'd never heard of or been to, out in the middle of nowhere, next to Jackson, and ate crab legs. My daughter and I, we ate all the crab legs we could devour, and I guess the biggest thing about Christmas is we got to spend a good 3 or 4 days together. My wife, my kids, and I.
And that's more important than gifts. Just the time.
Yeah.
Being with your family. Well, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll come back and wrap it up.
Extreme Fitness has doubled in size, now with over 8,000 square feet of co-ed weights and an upgraded 90-degree saline therapy pool. The Extreme Fitness campus also holds the exclusive Extreme Fitness for Women complex and Extreme Blend smoothie bar. You have to experience the variety of classes to realize the impact they have on their clients. Personal training is with the best in the business and is available and tailored to fit individuals. So start your journey today at Extreme Fitness and Health Club.
Welcome back to Tell Me About It, Glasgow EPB Channel 6 local channel. You can catch this show every Thursday, 6 p.m. live, or you can catch it on the YouTube channel, the Glasgow EPB YouTube channel, 104thescore.com, kysports.tv, all that jazz. I want to talk about college basketball. Trevent.
You want to talk about college basketball?
Does not. Why not, man? Hey, the Cardinals are 5-7. I mean, last year, what'd they win? 4 games?
Are we talking about college basketball, or are we talking about Louisville?
I mean, I'm just pointing out why you're not a big fan of wanting to talk about it.
Well,
I mean, people need to know context.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Sorry.
We beat Virginia at Virginia tonight.
All right. Well, when people watch this, they'll know whether or not you're right.
I don't know.
So we're filming on Wednesday morning. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me in the least. With Louisville, nothing would surprise me. I've seen them play games, and I've thought to myself, you know what? They're not bad. I've seen them play games, and I thought they need to get rid of everybody that's there right now and just bring in some kids off the street. It might be better. So
okay, let's move on.
Yes.
J.J. Trainor's been hurt. That's hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
He's missed 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Had a few guys out.
I think the biggest problem they have is sometimes Kenny Payne is tone deaf in his post-game press conferences.
All right.
Where somebody will ask him a question and he answers the question and you're just like, was he watching the same game everybody else was?
Well,
so I think that's kind of hurting him. He's not real good sometimes.
Let's talk about UK, because Aaron wants us to talk about UK because he's proud of their team right now.
Well, I mean, he should be.
But he didn't want to talk about them absolutely blowing the game against Clemson.
Oh, no, you can't.
So I mean, Kentucky's one of those teams that sometimes you watch them and they're like, all right, they're a national title contender. And then sometimes you watch him and you're like, I'm not exactly sure why this dude's playing right now instead of Reed Sheppard. And that's probably every minute of a game that he's not in.
I don't get it. Reed Sheppard is a player. Yeah. I mean, he is.
Well, it's just the shooting. I mean, the thing that has hurt Kentucky in recent years is they'll have a shooter on the team, but the guy's not on the floor. And anytime you don't have that guy who you know can shoot is not on the floor, or one of them, hopefully you have more than one, and you're trying to press and put the ball inside and everything's coming inside out, and you don't have the out, then you're just inside. And that's where Kentucky seems to run into problems sometimes. That's why I make that comment about Reed Sheppard. It's not, he does a lot of things well, but it's mainly he can shoot the ball, period.
Right.
So, which team do you think is the best in the nation at the moment? I mean, Purdue's ranked number 1, but
they're impressive.
Yeah,
they're impressive. I mean, you got a big man that dominates. I think every national championship team has had a big man that can dominate. Mm-hmm. And what's his name? Zach Edey? Yeah. Dominates.
Yeah.
And, I'm anxious to see. I mean, all I heard about really, and, I'm the three bigs from UK, I've really not seen any of them dominate. I look for them to be really, really good.
Yeah.
But I think Dillingham and Sheppard are definitely the guys to watch on that team. Mm-hmm. And, back to Sheppard, he plays great defense. He's on pace, I think, to break Rondo's steal record. I enjoy watching basketball, period. I'm not a Louisville fan that says I'm not going to watch UK. That's not the case. I like watching good basketball.
Yeah.
And I've watched him play a few games, and they're good. Mm-hmm. They are good. And I think they do have a team that could win the national championship. But also Kansas is good, too.
Yeah. Well, and UConn, the defending national champions, are number 4 right now. And, last year they came into the tournament. They had during the course of the season, they had impressive wins, but they had also depressing losses. And so they're still a team that has all the hallmarks of what won the national title.
And in March, I think you're still going to have to watch out for Shaka Smart and Marquette.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah. I like him. He does a good job.
Yeah, I wish that's who Louisville had to win after that. They didn't seem to care about my tweets that I tweeted the whole time we was looking for a coach, because I begged them to go get Shaka Smart. But hey,
you know what? They looked
at
those. They look. That's exactly.
Who am I?
They looked at us and said, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah, who is that guy?
He's wearing us up about Shaka Smart. Who needs Shaka Smart? We need Kenny Payne.
Yeah. That aged really well too.
Yeah.
I may have to go find those tweets and retweet them.
Oh, okay.
With the date on them.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But, I think there's going to be an outside team from somewhere to come, and it always happens. But I'd say right now your favorites are Kentucky, Kansas, Purdue. Memphis is playing well.
Yeah, they are.
Memphis is playing well.
I'm guessing Rick Stansbury's really helping them out.
Probably.
He's an assistant coach down there now.
Probably.
I believe that's where he is, Memphis.
He was sick. He was too, I don't know. That was a mystery to me.
Well, someday I'll tell you stories about Rick Stansbury from Mississippi, but not that he got into trouble or anything, just sometimes he had a tendency to wear out the people around him, it seems like.
Right.
Speaking of that, though, WKU is, I think they're going to make a pretty good run in Conference USA. I think they do have the mix of talent to do it. I think Lutz is doing a pretty good job. They've played a pretty tough schedule, as they usually do, and they've won a couple of, some people might look at that Abilene Christian win and say, well, who the heck is Abilene Christian? But just the fact that you can figure out a way to win a game that you keep figuring out ways to lose is always a good thing, I think. You got to win some games that you probably deserve to lose, and those are usually pretty good hallmarks for a team that's going to do well, I think. What do you? Anything else from college basketball you can think of that you're interested in? Stands out to you?
The big girl from, is it Nebraska? I think she plays at Nebraska. I think she's an Indian. Mm-hmm. You need to look her up.
Okay.
Very dominant.
Yeah.
She's the female Charles Barkley.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. And she shoots like 40-some% from the three-point line.
Really?
Yeah, she's big lady. I think Louisville's women are finally catching on. Kentucky's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's inside stuff going on or what, but I saw Caitlin Clark still doing Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, drilling threes from the logo and whatnot to win games.
Yeah. A lot of controversy down in Louisiana.
Hey, there's another coach, Mulkey, that, I mean, she's going to rub people the wrong way, and she's going to do it her way and with no apologies. So, year or two, kind of seems to have run aground of
Honeymoon was over.
Yeah. I mean, I think that kind of happened to her at Baylor. Despite how successful she was there, one of the reasons she went to LSU is because returned home, but also because she kind of hit some nerves probably, and she's likely going to do that.
All right, well, I wish I could say it's been fun.
What? Are you done?
Well, I think Aaron wants us to be done.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, thank you for joining us here on Tell Me About It. I'm James Brown, 104thescore.com, here with Trevent Hayes, KYSports.tv. We'll see you again next week.